All right, Chad Spalding here with Independent Stave Company today with the Distillery Manager at Angels MB, Kyle Henderson. Kyle, welcome and appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having me, Chad. I'm excited to do this.
So we can jump right into this. Kyle, how did you get started in the spirits industry?
So I'm relatively fortunate that this is kind of the family thing. My grandfather, he actually started working at Brown-Forman in 1965. So he was there for just under 40 years, 39 years and a few months before his retirement. And when he retired, my dad and I decided that we wanted to, really my dad and he decided they wanted to get in business together. And I came on board in 2010 when they first started the operation behind the idea of the brand Angels Envy. So I've been 10 years now working with family. My dad is still very heavily involved in the company. Unfortunately, my grandfather did pass away in 2013. But I am the oldest of 6 boys. My parents, my mom and dad have had 6 boys. Obviously, I'm working here. I've been here for a decade, but Andrew's been with us for about 5 years, almost 6 years now. Connor's been with us off and on for the last 3 or 4 years, and Spencer's been with us for almost 2 years now. So 4 of the 6 boys are now working for the company. So family through and through and through and through.
Family legacy, you can say, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
That's awful neat. So congratulations on that, and look forward to seeing the younger brothers have any interest in getting into the business.
The younger 2, one of them's in ROTC in college right now. I think he's going to go the military route. He seems to really enjoy that right now. And then Ian is still in high school, so he's got some time. We'll let him figure his stuff out.
He's not even old enough to drink yet.
No.
All right, Kyle. So we do quite a bit of work with you on the barrel side of things. And do you have a go-to ISC barrel, and why do you like it? Well,
so out of the tens of thousands of barrels that we get through you guys every year, I'd say 99% of those is one specific barrel. So it's that American Standard 53-gallon seasoned white oak that is heavily toasted. We have a really unique heavy toast profile and a number 3 char. And we've been using these barrels and these barrel profiles since pretty much day one of when we started sourcing whiskey for ourselves. And then when we started distilling it ourselves about 4.5 years ago. We're very happy with that profile. It's something that, let's see, when did I start working with you? Probably at the distillery about 5 years ago, something like that, maybe before then.
Initially, yeah, I think that was when we started working together and working on that specific profile toast for you guys, and that we kind of dialed in over the last couple of years. So that sounds about right. Yeah.
So yeah, last 5 or 6 years, like you said, we've really dialed this profile in and gotten some really good consistency out of it. And we're actually dumping some of the barrels out of these initial fills of those barrels, and we've been very happy with the product. So definitely that heavy toast profile and that number 3 char, which is what makes our profile what it is, and we're very happy with it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what we like to hear, by the way. So you a cocktail drinker, a neat drinker? What do you go towards most of the time when you sit down to have a drink?
Well, it really depends. So I actually drink a lot of beer, especially over like the last, how many 10 years of quarantine we've been under.
You got all that good juice sitting around you back there.
I know. So you can't even see what's over here against the wall, but the last count, we were around 600 open bottles and probably another 600 or 700 sealed. So yes, we moved through these, we tried them. But it's not just whiskey. There's a lot of whiskeys, there's a lot of rums, American whiskeys, Scotch whiskeys, Japanese, some vodkas, brandies. But so if I wanted to stay in the bourbon realm, typically it's actually going to be a cocktail. I really do like my bourbon neat. There's a lot of other brands that I enjoy neat as well. But just with the promotional things that I'm doing with the company and the field and the market, a lot of the times is with bartenders. We have a lot of support in the bartender community, because they are the ones that sell this brand to people day in and day out for us. And I always love to try what they're doing with our spirit to make it unique, make it their own, whether it's a riff on a classic cocktail or something completely new that they've created for it. So a lot of cocktails, honestly.
Perfect. So you've been in about 10 years now in the business. What's the biggest or most significant change that you've seen in the last 10 years?
The biggest change is just honestly the number of brands and distilleries and all of that, not just within Kentucky, but nationally. But if you want to look at Kentucky specifically, you know, when we started the brand, we were sourcing whiskey. And I think there was 11, maybe 12 distilleries in the state. And now, oh, you probably know better than I do because you're involved with a lot more of them. But I don't know what, there's 40 something probably.
In just the state, I think you're pretty close. Yeah.
So
probably over a couple thousand in the U.S.
Oh yeah, if you go nationally, it's absolutely exploded. But it's really cool to see, you know, from the big heritage distillers, which I'm proud to say that we officially are a heritage distiller.
Big boys, right?
We're not small anymore. That's just to be frank. We're not small anymore, which is amazing. In 10 years, we went from literally an idea to, you know, we're one of the top 10 or 15 distilleries in the state, which is insane. But I think just overall the growth of even the big distillers, the craft distillers, the number of distilleries. You know, 20 years ago, somebody would have looked at you if you were insane if you ever suggested there would be that much growth.
I totally agree with you. I'm not sure we as barrel makers even saw this growing the way it has over the last 6 to 10 years. And of course, we love it.
Sure.
We're growing as well. But I don't know that we would have guessed it, you know, taking this steep of an angle. All right, so you're the distillery manager there at Angel's Envy. What do you like most about being in that position?
So I'm in a unique position because not only do I manage the production manufacturing operations of our distillery, because I am a family member, I spend a lot of time in the field and the market that others may not be able to. So because of my position, I split probably 80% of the time in manufacturing, new recipe trials, new barrel finishes, new aging techniques, building warehouses, all that research and everything behind that. A lot of fun. But I really enjoy the PR kind of promotional side of it as well. Because my family's name is on this bottle. Very similar to a lot of other families that have been heavily involved in their brands as well, like themes and things like that. But having a little bit of that pride and being able to talk to a consumer, to a customer of why, why do we do what we do? And it's literally a family legacy and just a love for the whiskey. And that's not just a job. So.
Yep, that's for sure. And the family legacy, carries on. That's got to be definitely, when you put your name on the bottle, Kyle, it is big time. You got a lot to stand up for. So if you weren't doing the job you're doing there at Angel's Envy, the head distiller, awesome job. People envy your job, I'm sure.
Wait, was that a pun? Did you say that?
No. And if you weren't in that position, what would your dream job be?
People probably think I'm nuts, but honestly, I'd like to own a restaurant. I love to cook. I am not a chef by any means, so I wouldn't mind having some formal training, some tutelage and things like that, but I like to cook. I like to experiment with food, and I typically cook for my wife and my daughter most nights. So probably, owning a restaurant, I'd probably hire a better chef and just learn. But yeah, that's what I'd probably do.
Cool. Well, that's all I have, Kyle. I appreciate your time today. We appreciate yourself, your family, the Angel's Envy team, the Cardi team. We get to work with you guys day in and day out, which is so much fun because you try so many different things. You're very innovative, and we love that on this on the barrel side of that. We appreciate you guys. So thanks for taking time out today, and we'll be seeing you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Chad.
All right. Thanks, Kyle.